魏总，一会儿您记得说，铸就全方位起见，赏巅峰之作。好吧。
好的。
OK。
哎，魏总准备好了吗？
准备好了。
3、2、1。
哎，不行，不能这么拍。
Shall we take a moment to take photo all around Flagship, which is the pinnacle of craftsmanship? Alright, okay. Are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, no. There are too many cases. I even endorse it. I tell myself, you can't do that. I want to be the one doing it by myself because I am scared. The WEY V9X represents the reputation integrity that GWM has built for over 30 years. It's the brand under which my surname is listed on something that no one else can replace me with. They got that script. I know about this car. I started working on it from the first sketch, and I'm part of the team for 6 years. I know this car better than anyone else. Building the first car is a good car, and the 100,000th car must also be the same good level. What does it all come down to when I'm a quality supervisor? The answer is the user. Brought it back. I ignored the car. I drove on highways and mountain roads through all kinds of extreme road conditions. I faced head-on. Product experience officer. Ultimately, it's about fear of users. First, the person who discovered the problem. A car, hundreds of thousands, is a big deal for every family and should be well spent. Shouldn't let them waste their money. Someone takes care of things, making people feel at ease. When buying a car, whether the salesperson is meticulous or not, and whether their promises are kept, I won't worry about it. We are closely monitoring operational quality. If there are any complaints, we will address them immediately upon hearing them face-to-face, so that everyone can use our services with confidence. This has not been a one-off effort. Test this car for a lifetime. For 30 years, we've been walking on thin ice. Some say I'm too stubborn, but people are a bit paranoid. It's impossible to achieve a perfection here. Why send out such sorrow and disappointment when users are disappointed and afraid of letting down every trust? Our people are precisely those who still harbor such fears. The GWM can only be built better by fearing nothing, for fear is its greatest weakness. The most terrifying everyone chooses the GWM, and I must shoulder this responsibility, ensuring that every person who makes a choice feels at ease. Make sure this is a real price. My endorsement has begun. It's to let you don't worry. Hello everyone watching CCTV News Online. I'm your host Wang Ning. Welcome to the special live broadcast. China's economic gravitational field. I am now at the GWM Technology Center in Baoding, Hebei Province. Because of my job, I ask questions. Exactly, the video we just watched was truly impressive, but a big question came to my mind. What exactly led the leader of an automaker to break convention and personally serve as the lifelong spokesperson for a new car? With this curiosity, let's ask him directly. Please let us invite. Please join me in a warm welcome to Jack Wei, Chairman of GWM. Welcome, Mr. Wei. Hello, Mr. Wang. Hello, Mr. Wei. It seems that your endorsement is professional. You're here in the exclusive attire for the short role as an endorser in a short film. Would you like to take a moment to say hello on behalf of the company as our official spokesperson? Dear friends in front of screen, dear media friends, good evening. Today's identity for me is quite special, as we're also founders. Now it can also be said that the official full title is chairman. I'm also the boss and the head of WEY brand, with originally, we're speaking for this product, V9X. But out of the encouragement of the team, for me, also upward management that our executives have demonstrated. Also, being the deep end spokesperson for today's V9X. So let's begin of today's show. President Wei, please take a seat. So from the moment we're sitting down, let's begin our questions. After seeing this short video, there's a lot of impressive lines here. But what impressed me the most is you say, the most frightening thing is fearing nothing. So in your mind, what is the most scary thing? So, indeed, as what I just mentioned in the short video, it's like walking on your thin ice. What we're afraid of is the GWM has always been practicing this. So my fear is that users won't get the car exactly what they expect of the quality. I worry about that our reputation will be damaged, that users might be disappointed, and that I will let down everyone who trusts us. Trust is the most important thing in business. Losing the reference, losing the trust is the thing that we scare the most. So we need to respect the skills and respect the industry. Losing reference, acting without boundaries, and lose our users, that is truly terrifying. But a decade has passed since you founded the WEY brand, and today's endorsement of WEY V9X. What do you think has changed, and why are you only frightened of this from now? Speaking of fairness, the market, the users, the skills, and the platforms going digitally are all evolving. So our GWM brand is also learning as we're going. We want to lead the era and surpass the era. We want to deliver better products. So we adopt a user-centric mindset in operations, R&D and services, continuously strengthening our capabilities. Is every member of our team is carrying this kind of fairness? But the recent 10 years, besides fairness, what has remained unchanged over these 10 years is our passion for car manufacturing and our original aspiration for the users and our commitment to the quality. As long as there's a flaw that we spotted, we will magnify it. Whenever we're trying to solve a problem, we always adhere to the principle of laying a solid foundation through system construction. And today I'm still here, GWM, for establishing this for over 36 years. This passion for the technology, the respect, and awe for the product quality, and a grasp of the user thinking. It can be said that in our team, for our company, this team is most valuable asset. So I'm thinking about your requirements for quality, and the entire team management system is particularly strict. Everyone has strived to the best. Has anyone ever suggested that you yourself have to do the same? Are you afraid that you won't be able to do it as well as the endorser? My endorsement is different from others. We have no plan B. We cut off our own retreat. That's absolutely the truth. That's why we cover the entire chain from launch to the service, how to maintain the quality of the service. So it's not just for a short period. And oversee this car for this entire life cycle. I'm not going anywhere. Since today I'm sitting here, standing here, promise to everyone that we need to guarantee we did everything that we can. So there's a wide range of the things that we need to take care of. So during the whole process, we're trying to avoid the goal is to give users peace of mind. I need to identify problems from the user's perspective and personally go through every link where users may encounter issues. For example, nowadays when people buying a car, their fear of non-transparent pricing, hidden fees, or unfulfilled promises. When using the car, there's a fear of shoddy maintenance, overcharging for minor issues, charging huge amount of money for a tiny problem. There's a serious problem that we want to address. During a whole life cycle of the car, through our product quality and our market sharing, in terms of the value in retention rate ranking, we're still at the top. It's still remarkable in the industry. Therefore, we also need to point this out here. So, is selling cars considered a form of exchanging cars? When selling a car, fear of low residual value or lack of buyers. We must not let users be missold in these real pain points. We cannot treat our customers, not just when selling the car, when we're making the car, when they're using the car, we're covering the whole life cycle of the car. Definitely. As an endorser, the ultimate responsibility is to make the users feel at ease. That is what I'm talking about, the word covenant today. It's not something so profound or great. It is what sophisticated term. As a contract, it's something we ordinary people understand. What I say is what I do, and moreover, I think contracts, covenants are very simple. It's a matter of actions, also a fundamental principle that our society should abide by. The most basic level, system compliance, rule compliance. So I don't think there's anything to be proud of here. The essence of this transaction is actually very simple and fair. It's something we should have done. Anyway, there's nothing to be proud of. So the moment you choose to become an endorser, you already thought about it. When people are worried about your behavior, might be too high profile. When you become a quality supervisor and the public looks at you through a magnifying glass, it seems that you are well prepared. With what kind of mindset do you approach it? Well, definitely, what you described is something we are working on here. In today's environment, it's not a bad thing, in my opinion, that people or public supervising us through a magnifying glass. We can see the root causes all of our problems and also promote our transformation. To improve and perfect our management foundation at a time. It's like a double-edged sword. In fact, what makes me understand the essence of management is through thorough reflection and full exposure of problems. When we don't know about a problem and don't need to look at it through a magnifying glass, we don't know what the problem is. In fact, our users are the same as our partners. Most of the people, the vast majority of them, have a heart of justice, a kind heart, and a heart that is beneficial to others. Therefore, I believe in this case, this is a good thing. It doesn't matter if we look at it through a magnifying glass. They can see our problems. It's presented to us. It's a wealth in itself to have them come forward with us. So, as a lot of people want to ask you, can you actually do everything by yourself and personally oversaw everything? So, as a main manager, I cannot cover everything. I'm not saying that I'm going to be an expert of the product. We need to communicate deeply with our users. For example, we need to take part in a lot of live streaming. We need to set a direct bridge facing the problem we're facing right now directly by myself. I certainly can't do it all alone. I will lead the entire executive team to the front line. To be honest, my personal involvement is not just to show a diligence. It's to drive the management team. It's to push our executive team going to one direction, drive them accountability at all levels, seamless information flow, and results-oriented, closed-loop management. You can see all our executive team is sitting right down here, down the stage today. They have no retreat as well as me. So only this kind of no room, no retreat situation can give the users safety and certainty. So with these very gentle questions today, we're showing everybody our attitude. I can't say, please rest assured enable users to truly make travel purchase. When it comes to buy, purchase, they have no worries. This is only for executives who have not received their raises. They have a way out. I think this endorsement is a great significance, especially for GWM. It's not that I'm saying anything, I'm the founder of WEY brand, but associating with my surname, as long as there are issues with the card, they are discovered. Among the various brands under GWM, there must be commonalities. That is to say, WEY brand will be able to offer our Haval, Oro, or tank, and even pickup trucks. We're talking about whether it's the contract we just discussed or our service in the crackdown. Isn't it a case of exaggerating minor ailments into major repairs? We always carry out this parallel approach by cutting corners. So this is not a bias. It's also through the WEY brand we've tuned all management into accumulation. When we're speaking of car, you're saying about you really worry about the car that the users buy. It's not the car they actually want in their mind. What do you think about the car in their mind? What is the car that you think in their mind? So the car in my mind is, first and foremost, the accident certainty of the technology and safety. So when they purchase their car, they know what they're buying, they trust us. Not too much problem will occur when they're using the car. Once a problem occurred, our WEY brand can completely cover and react immediately and do our best to not to cause any trouble to them. So if we're talking about if it's actually a good car, is it feels smooth when you're driving it? What's your answer? What about this car now, V9X? Is it a smooth driving car? So a good car is about its driving dynamics. The driving dynamics requires an acceleration response and isn't braking just a matter of applying force with your foot. The response should be fast, linear as you would expect. And our car should be quite large. We also specifically installed a rear wheel steering system on our vehicle for the user, which allows it to sway left and right by about 10 to 10 degrees. Actually, our car, when it comes to turn around, the V9X features rear wheel steering with the negative and plus 10 degrees of the rotation, delivering a turning radius smaller than older models. It can make a U-turn in a narrow street in one maneuver. You won't feel like you're driving a large car. It's more agile than many small vehicles. This is not something fancy technology, but a core tech fully self-developed. Why we call ourselves fully self-developed? All of the underlying code and software is all belong to us. As long as our users have requests, and our experts will respond. When our R&D team comes up with, we get on board quickly, we'll just leverage this feature through OTA, that is remote data. And then we control both of the keys and locks, so we can use our keys to unlock any lock at any time. There's a lot of people say the GWM1 sounds really fancy. It feels like I have nothing to do with our own users. So what is the most direct relation with the users of GWM1 platform? So when we're talking about GWM1 platform, we're also talking about part of the covenant. This excessive promotion, for example, can fit with 5 powers: diesel, gasoline, roll. But when he's promoting, it's electric exclusive platform. So during this decade, we are being tricked by this platform. Actually, all of our platform can also adapt to gasoline vehicles, oil vehicles, and hybrid vehicles. So, hydrogen fuel cars actually have really close connections. For example, if it's an electrical car only platform, your market share, your market resources will only be even less than 1/3 of our GWM1 platform. We can see that we're supposed to sell our cars all over the world, but over 50% of the countries globally nowadays have power shortages. Theoretically, you're 300% shorter than us. So, what about the cost? It's not easy to be stingy. You can't make it that big. Your R&D cost, mode addition and subtraction expenses, and production costs, this all will be passed on to the users in terms of prices. It doesn't have such a large user base, so you can experience for yourself. Anything with a high volume retention rate. Basically, any product with a high value preservation rate. This has a large stock base because the stock base is large. Its value retention rate is high because it's easy to repair. While repairing, it is also cheap. Indeed, if the value retention rate is high, it must mean there are many repair outlets. If the value retention rate is high, it must mean that the parts are cheap. Well, if the value retention rate is high, it definitely means that your repair skills are simplified. So that's why even though our users won't buy all 5 of our powertrain options, they only need to buy one of them. He will benefit in the long run because our market scale is huge, and now we're talking about electric vehicles. Our competitors are also complaining that the life cycle of our current electric vehicles is too short. Generally speaking, from a traditional perspective, the life cycle is around 5 years. That kind of long-tail products, niche products, will take 8 to 10 years. Now our electric vehicle products are updated every 2 years, with another 2-year cycle in between. Think about who gave it to you. Who give you something that you haven't mastered in maintenance yet, and then they iterate on such a small inventory, which makes the cost of its part particularly high. So whenever you talk about iteration, this is a common problem in the market now. Iterations are happening very quickly and time waits for no one. This is an era of rapid markets. If you spend 6 years thinking through everything before getting started, it's fine. But what if you lose 6 years? Nearly 2,000 days. How do you calculate this time lost? So what we value and what we're concentrating on is the global market, not just part of it. So when we're trying to bring our product overseas, whatever how good our after-selling procedure is, it cannot cover our problems. Think of it carefully. This is really a live streaming. I was riding a motorcycle in 1986. It's a motorcycle built in China. In 1986, I'm telling everybody in a meeting, I said that even the best after-sales service couldn't solve the problem. Because you're always too busy. Yes, my motorcycle is a Suzuki's 100. I rode it for 50,000 miles. I don't even need to have it repaired, even one time, not single time. We need to ensure after-sales service, but ultimately our goal is to build our product solidly so that our users won't need its after-sales services. After-sales service is good for a while. We take care of everything, but why do we need to add a sentence at the end saying not to cause trouble to users? That is to say, just think about ourselves. Right now, each of us, our media friends, have their own cars. And when you're on the road, put you on the road. And when something goes wrong on the road, how anxious, how regretful, and how uncomfortable that our users will feel. So we need to consolidate our foundational capabilities and process capabilities to ensure reliability and durability. delivering excellence, reducing unnecessary cause less trouble for our users, which makes after-sales services easier for us. This is how we understand it. Since you have driven a car without any problems, you naturally expect your vehicles to be trouble-free or rarely problematic. Yeah, actually, it's not that this requirement is very high, but I think it's very necessary to pursue excellence. In fact, every product has some flaws, and there may be issues with size, but if you have problems, then you're in trouble. Sometimes the management is not in place, and as a result, assessments are conducted. The matter should be reported to the OEM. The reason we're bringing this up is whether a contract. We have our GWM brand for over 36 years. This experience of vehicle manufacturing has indeed introduced lean practices into GWM. This technology development, technical production, well, of course, the earliest memory I have is when I was a child. We had total quality management. I was very young at that time. My eldest learned skills and total quality management was introduced from Japan. Later, we introduced lean production, lean R&D, and lean manufacturing. So my respect for the quality is of our enterprise, which I believe has its own understanding. For example, we actively collaborate with major brands, such as our deep partnership with BMW, where we jointly develop products. I've learned a lot about R&D management within this international automotive giant, and I've also gained a lot of knowledge about international management. And indeed, over the past 20+ years, our team, we've been in the automotive industry for 36 years, which refers to my time at GWM. Over 36 years, China's automotive and R&D truly began to take shape. And what about us? What about GWM? We also have a habit. In the early days, we also had a lot of questions. We have our auto show. It's at 7:30 a.m. every Thursday. It's unshakable. We've persisted for 21 years. In fact, this is actually not about solving problems that occur on site. It is about analyzing problems, managing problems, and technology. The issue is with the supporting partners. The issue is with the production process. Or is it ourselves that need to be reviewed here? This was indeed the case at the beginning of the review. That would be my hosting of the comments. But now I haven't hosted for many years. It used to be divided into different specialties. And this culture has taken off, and it seems there were thousands of views last month and along. Last month, we attended the 1000th car review event, the 1000th time. So through this carpooling initiative, we are establishing standards to prevent issues from recurring. By establishing these processes, we have solidified the foundation of our entire quality management system. This attitude and spirit enable us to excel in quality. Is that means there's 1,000 problems or 1,000 bugs already occurred? So it's not about the quality of the problems. It's rather about the strict judgment that we need to make in the process of establishing mechanisms. How do we understand these 1,000 times? They are within us. Emphasis is placed on understanding in enterprise. It's essential to make it explicit. Knowledge is like this, something that exposed. We also regard these issues as wealth. We also often talk about these issues within the game. If you continuously step into this pit for 3 times in a row, what's written in our 8D report is the initial release. We have turned this issue into a quality management tool to prevent recurrence. Moreover, we must fully expose knowledge. We must publicize knowledge. The publicization of knowledge must also become part of the enterprise's operations, and it must be made explicit. That is to say, now this knowledge has AI for it. If you ask me, is there anything wrong with my car door, or which tool did I introduce into my design, that AI will help you make this choice. That's why this has formed such a culture, and of course, this is not enough at all. We are also recruiting experts in various fields globally. During peak hours, foreign nationals are covered. It's just that in Baoding, for these experts, we have reached the quota when there are more people. This group of 500 or 600 expatriates. This still has to be said. Japan and South Korea, Germany, are these resources abundant for experts in Europe and America. And while we're recruiting experts, we also introduced something that, to be honest, we started back in 2015. We're just looking for an engineering company or a design consulting firm that can handle our technical requirements. Since we can't even put forward our technical specifications, we are recruiting globally, and I am personally going to visit them by myself. Detroit went to Germany in person and Japan. When recruiting, have you ever said that you're particularly meticulous in this area? You're not just letting users look at your cars through a magnifying glass. You have to look at them yourself through a microscope. What it has brought us is not only technology, but also the management of R&D. The management of various R&D, procurement, and production has also brought a lot, and it has brought a great deal in advanced culture. So that's why when we first started building this, when we were at our technology center, I don't know what it ended up looking like, but it just had to be reflected that way. Our emphasis on R&D technology back when our country was introducing foreign investment. The slogan is to trade markets for technology, to user our Chinese market to exchange for technology. It's definitely a matter of a severe lack of technology. Of course, having people along is not enough. You need hardware. You need particularly good equipment. Otherwise, it's also equal to that. It requires a lot of hardware, so that's why we came up with this at that time. The GWM is called an overinvestment, so don't think that just because the GWM is not very large in scale. In terms of laboratory construction, the number of experiments conducted in our laboratories and experimental fields is considered a luxury within this industry. I'm talking about really luxury level. This luxury means you will be above the ordinary standard, with no cap on your own spending. As you know, we have the world's largest crash laboratory, and you've been there. Well, we're building, which will be completed in August. It's called the aerodynamic wind tunnel. Among the laboratory mainframe manufacturers, only our company has a full-function test ground mainframe that is fully operational. We are the first to have this small laboratory from complete vehicles. The total number in our laboratory is also nearly 1,000 pieces. They can all be used. For example, the seat you're sitting on right now. Why do you test this seat? For example, if I want to get in the car, I'm on a left-hand drive vehicle. When I get in, I definitely rub against this side. And when I get out, I also rub against this side. This has to be taken in count. But for my lab, we use a simulated robot with a prosthetic hip that we rub against each other's bodies to observe how it deforms. That's the simplest approach. The simplest thing is that with our digitization now, our audio laboratory is really stunning, including the human-machine interaction in our cockpit. You see, now look at the animated films, right? In our case, we also use sensors for motion capture. Look at our operational habits to accumulate data on where buttons are placed and where the gear shift lever is set for the most optimal operation. These are all quantified. To help us make this person and the machine with which we working on, every step you just mentioned is very priceful, right? Do you feel a heartache when you're spending all this money? In fact, I can also share with you my experience in R&D investment. We believe that investing in the research and development of this equipment and talents is actually the most cost-effective approach. Is there a possibility that we won't need it or that it won't bring benefits in the short term? Well, in fact, some research and development is done in natural environments. It's impossible, for example, in our environmental wind tunnel laboratory, you have to wait for the wind, which is like waiting for something. The light shines. And you don't just have to wait and our car is running. We often collaborate our air conditioners in this kind of environmental wind tunnel. Has the air conditioner been exposed to sunlight? What's the wind speed and what's the humidity like? You are like what we have now with V9X. It seems like they reported to me. They developed an AI air conditioner. Just use our laboratory. It's been used for more than 3 months and I haven't come out because what we are researching, the AI requires to have that sunlight with rainfall, humidity, wind speed. Nature is unpredictable. Well, he built a model based on these sensors, and then when you enter, he provides you with a temperature suitable for your body. Of course, the first thing we used in V9X is this cognitive intelligence, so that you just need to drive this car. You only need a few days for it to get to know you. It can recognize you right now. It knows you right now. It knows you. It records you. Your series of habits will be helpful. Basically, it's adjusted just right. As for your seat position and the air conditioning, maybe you like to listen to certain songs. What did you listen last time? They will play for you again this time and then put them back in place. All this whole series will help you, and the car know you. You're going to have to go to work and your optimal route is going to tell you. If there's any traffic jam, So this kind of laboratory will reduce your speed up development, reduce time. This reduces costs, and some things are not possible in the nature environment. This AI assistant is also called Little Wei. It's also come from your name. It's also about a relationship with you. It is also how you use your surname to convey the relationship between us and the car that everyone should understand. It is a shared partner. The space you have created for this car is actually with the warmth of your concern for everyone, and a space that is built upon the emotional connection and warmth between people. I believe your understanding of your car may no longer be limited to just a vehicle. What is the confidence in your heart that allows users not to be afraid, neither the trouble nor the inability to buy the car they desire? In addition to what we just said, it comes from the years of accumulation of our team. So we're talking about a mindset of a bottom line, a long-termism. Even though we don't talk much, but our bottom line is following the rules. So the long-termism is not about pennies in front of your eyes. It's more disruptive, so we need to solidify our foundation, not just talk about it superficially. So the day after tomorrow, we're going to look at the 5 years, 10 years. You can see that not only this first car is a good one, but by the time it reaches 100,000 units, it still has to be reshoring. So to fulfill this commitment, as we just mentioned, we have so much accumulation, we have invested so much, and moreover, since we dare to speak of this contract, covenant, dare to speak about credibility, we dare to stand up in the industry to defend it. It's not something we've started to doing this just today. We've been building up this over time. This kind of energy, a relatively good foundation for energy, and for the users and the long-term development, it is also our goal. And we often talk about it with everyone. Nowadays, people are being too exaggerated. Over-promote a lot of the product. But the essence of the transaction is very simple, actually. The essence of trading is equivalent exchange. You take the payment from the buyers, you need to deliver a flawless product to the buyer. There will be defects in the future, definitely. It's a user side that has defects. Your product has defects. You can't have... You say that money given to people can't be missing a cent, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if there is no such thing, be responsible to the user. Truly ensuring that we provide users with sufficient quality in service. Absolutely rest assured. I think it has meant I haven't fulfilled my responsibilities towards users. So this is simple. Here, Mr. Wei, you are using your surname as a guarantee of the product. Have you ever thought about what happened if something goes wrong with this car? It's also what everybody wants to know here, right? Most of the people on these societies are willing to follow rules, and they are kind deep inside their heart. Now there's a lot of netizens or our competitors also asking me about this question. They say, on the internet, it might be you are very easy to fail on reputation. But I don't fear personal failure. I fear disappointing the users. Actually, a century-old brand can pass down. It's not just one leaders. Even they fail, they bankrupt, it's bankrupting the boss. Does it harm the brand itself? It does not really. But the brand does need to survive this. So you can't rely on one person of your whole enterprise. So if the boss failed, there is a group of people trust and their accountability is still there. I have arrangement of that too. Since you're asking me what happened if I failed, so I make a short video and ask all the netizens, how should I avoid a personal failure? Maybe give me some valuable advices so that we can walk longer. I've seen a lot of things, but it's the first time I've seen someone collecting advices of avoiding failure. I believe that my mishaps will never come at the expense of our user loyalty, so you can rest assured. Blessings to you. There is no word in the dictionary for life gone wrong, only the two word good car. What we are actually talking about, where should we starting from? Is that the lurks deep within us. We either build up the product or we didn't refound. This is limited to our current national conditions. What we're doing right now is the things we must do. It's the most basic thing. We're not trying to brag about anything. That's my thoughts. Thank you very much for Mr. Wei's genuine share of what should make people assure. So, to truly understand the meaning of the fear you mentioned, it's not cowardice, but for the fear of letting down everybody, of trust, no retreat, but profound reverence for car manufacturing. So about all the days that our users buy the car, our Mr. Wei is behind this and watching it, taking care of it. So what kind of needs do they have? What kind of perceptions do they have that you think? I'm here and this can be said like this. As we just mentioned, there has been a change. If there's anything, just leave a message in the background on the platform, like our filming team has raised. Whether you're users of us or not, feel free to speak anytime, talking to us. We have professional team taking care of people's voices and advices from the users and netizens. I believe what we say will be promised, that our GWM will do it, fulfill it. I will try to push and guarantee the covenant of GWM contract, especially in the development of China's automotive industry. And we have done it, and this is what we should do. So we go back to the 4 words, is please rest assured. That's right, in the past, our Mr. Wei says just do it, and now he says please rest assured. Now we have a welcome of our another CEO of Mr. Zhao.
WEY9X 代表了长城汽车
The WEY brand V9X represents the over 30 years of reputation accumulated by GWM brand. It is my surname I put on it. It cannot be replaced. Since the first sketch, I was deeply take part in of the designing of this car. No one understands this car more than me. The first car you manufacture should be a good one, and the 100,000 one should also be a good car. This is what I'm here to do as a quality supervisor. I worry about what the users brought back. It's not the ones in my mind. Mountain roads with various extreme road conditions. I really worry about the users as the first person who discovered the problems. A car spends hundreds of years, thousands, to every family is a very big expenditure. They should be well spent. When you're buying a car, it's the sales being careful, trustworthy in making promises. The object doesn't have. Keep a close eye on operational quality. If there's a complaint, I will address them on the spot. It's not just a while, it's for the whole life cycle of this car. For 30 years, we're walking on thin ice. There's people say I was too stubborn. Not paranoid at all, it is possible to achieve perfection here.
害怕，才能做得更好。什么都不怕。
That's why there's GWM brand nowadays. If you fear nothing, that's the most scary thing.
大家选择长城，我就要
The reason everybody choose GWM,
责任，让每个
I want to take on this responsibility. Let every person that choose Way brand rest assured, at ease. And that is what a real
代言才
endorsement.
开始。
My representative is just began.
放心，
I'm here for you.
谢谢王宁老师，谢谢魏总。
Thank you, Mr. Wang. Thank you, Mr. Wei.
作为魏牌的 CEO， 我心里
Having listened to the conversation off stage just now,
重任在肩。
as a GWM staff for over 20 years,
他作为魏
I feel very deeply touched.
肯定是跑不了的。作为 V9X 代言人，除了他自己能够让自己下
As a representative of V9X,
但是我这个 CEO
but as a CEO,
让用户满意，
if I cannot let everybody
随时下课。
satisfied, I probably lose my job anytime.
只要我能够做到用户满意，至少魏总不会轻易让我下课。
As long as I can guarantee everybody is happy with their product, as long as I won't lose my job.
也是魏牌
So,
必须
guarantee you can trust us is a promise to all users and a mission that WeiPi must uphold to the end. I assure you that I will lead the entire team to embed these 4 words into every vehicle and every service.
为大家介绍这款
So now, next, please allow me to introduce this 9 series flagship masterpiece guaranteed by name, refined by time, and delivered by action, the WEY V9X.
中式豪华，从不是流于表面的炫耀，
Chinese luxury is never superficial ostentation,
秀一
but
的东方底蕴，
Eastern heritage with restrained elegance and inner refinement,
外观上
an elegance that stands the test of time.
设计灵魂呢来源于
For the exterior, the V9X draws inspiration from classic Eastern aesthetics with a one-piece bodyline, crafting a low-key,
内敛的
understanding,
的格调，
understated Chinese luxury style
是以
through timeless design.
打造座舱空间，
For the interior side, it adapts Eastern living philosophy to create a cabin space, never overloading with unnecessary features, only striving to be closer to your needs, from premium audio to zero gravity seats.
的无线充电到全员的物理遮阳帘，每一处巧思都只为您和您的家人带来极致的尊享。真正的豪华是润入细无声的体贴。
Innovative door panel, wireless charging to full passenger physical sunshades, every through details delivers ultimate luxury for you and your family. True luxury is thoughtful care that feels effortless.
一体的双 VLA 大模型，其中
The WEY V9X is equipped with an integrated cabin driving dual VLA large model.
不挑路的
The ADAS VLA model turns
高峰的拥堵，
Xiao Wei into a dedicated driver who understands,
在
thinks, and adapts to any road. It follows smoothly in morning rush hour traffic. Voice commands enable automatic parking in unfamiliar garages, with real-time 3D road rendering and early obstacle avoidance.
想走就走，
From starting and the lane changing, highway cruising to automatic parking, everything is voice active
懂情绪
and go stops as you wish.
高情商的管家，家庭出行能够识人，主动问候。
The cabin VLA model turns Xiao Wei into a high emotional intelligence butler with memory, emotional awareness, and conversational skills. It recognizes family members on trips, greets them, and adjusts seats and temperature automatically. It can entertain children online with favorite cartoons. It detects fatigue and adjusts lightning music. On long drives, it switches to a dedicated personal, providing 24/7 attentive companionship and emotional support. The integrated cabin driving dual VLA mode works in synergy to deliver ultimate thoughtful care in every moment of your journey. The confidence of a great car lies in steady control and composed acceleration. A true flagship excels in millisecond level vehicle coordination, extreme responsiveness. We have built a complete closed loop from perception, decision making to execution, striving for a few milliseconds faster in every perception, action, and response. This pursuit reflects our deep commitment to user safety and driving pleasure, and our relentless pursuit of ultimate control and protection. Others see purchasing off-the-shelf solutions as an easy, fast way, viewing full-stack R&D as slow and inefficient. But from the user's perspective, full-stack independent R&D is the safest, most controllable, and most sustained choice. In powertrain, we have a fully self-developed 2.0T hybrid-specific engine and 4-speed hybrid transmission, delivering 0 to 100 km/h acceleration in 4 seconds, both in full battery and low battery modes, with instant power and maximum driving pleasure. In chassis, our 3-core self-developed components, closed dual-chamber air suspension, wearable damping shock absorbers, and rear-wheel steering system, it enables a U-turn in one move on any standard urban lane. So from underlying powertrain and chassis to top-level domain controllers and cameras, full-stack R&D enables efficient and safe cross-domain coordination. Our neural network and domain controllers communicate in milliseconds without translation, giving the vehicle a critical millisecond advantage in emergencies to seize the golden window for safe evasion, gaining vital precious time to protect your family. A wonderful journey begins with peace of mind and ends with protection. For this peace of mind, we have built a 7-dimension all-round protection system covering passive safety, active prediction, house cabin, and data privacy. We have simulated every collision scenario of accidents through thousands of crash tests to ensure absolute passenger safety. We also tested the vehicle in the most extreme road conditions, letting the full scenario active safety system repeatedly handle sudden obstacles and cut-in vehicles, identifying risks early. It protects you before you can even react. Furthermore, every breath is purified through multiple layers with 99% antibacterial rate across the cabin, making peace of mind tangible. Every voice command and travel data is processed locally in a closed loop. Your words and trips belongs only to you, never externally. Perfecting every aspect is our solid foundation for honoring the promises. So without further ado, let's review the answers directly. The WEY V9X offers